Good morning, everyone, and thank you very much for being among us in such important conference. And for this conference, I have chosen to raise some questions regarding the importance of the freedom of the speech and the media. Today, this conference dedicated to the media coincided with the International Day of Philosophy, and as a professor of philosophy, I could not find more accurate words characterize our situation than the words of Pascal. I quote, "The truth is so obscured at this time and the lie so established that unless one loves the truth, one cannot know it." To show the role of the media in society, let me bring Zweig's analysis of how the media affected World War I. Unlike what historians tell us about how the royal court received the Archduke murder, the royal court in Austria was more concerned about where Archduke Ferdinand would be buried. But after a week, said Zweig, a campaign suddenly started in the newspaper that would intensify. The Serbian government began to accuse as instigating the assassination and that Austria could not let this murder go unpunished. Although the media was becoming more insistent, no one thought that this would go to war. Neither banks nor Chamber of Commerce nor individuals changed their attitudes. The trade disputed with Serbia were related to some trade treaties related to the export of pigs from Serbia, he writes. Even in Europe, no concern was felt except for the newspaper sellers disturbing the vacationer in Ostende, Belgium, shouting, "Austria provoked Russia, Germany prepared mobilization." When Zweig was returning to Austria, he saw trains being filled with recruits waving flags. He found Vienna delirious. At the beginning of the war, the media started spreading lies about gouged out eyes and cut off hands. Such a technique aimed to change enemy soldiers with all the imaginary atrocities. This propaganda was part of the material of war, just like the ammunition and aircraft. War, according to Zweig, has nothing to do with the reason. She only needs enthusiasm for her cause and hatred for her opponent. It is known that in human nature, violent feelings do not last indefinitely. The military organization knows this very well, that why is needed an incentive doping. And unfortunately, this work was done by intellectual, poet, journalists with good or bad conscience, playfully or for professional routine. It doesn't matter. Instead of fighting the collective hatred, they added more fuel to the fire. Thus, Shakespeare was banned from German stage, wrote Zweig. Mozart and Wagner from concert halls in France and England. German professor explained that Dante was a German, the French that Beethoven was a Belgian, and scrupulously requisitioned the cultural treasures of foreign countries as grain or minerals. When such a thing happened in the most cultured European countries, imagine in what proportion such a thing happened in the national waking of the Balkan countries, the consequences of which we are felt even today. A few days ago, Erlis brought me a book titled The Death of the Truth by Michiko Kakutani, where I found a dialogue between a journalist and a politician. When the journalist told the politician something very bad, who did not like the fact that they came from the FBI and not from the liberals, follow this exchange of jokes. Gingrich. No, what I said is true anyway. People feel it, Camerota. Yes, they feel it, but the fact don't support it. Gingrich. As a political candidate, I will follow what the people feel. You follow what the theories say. In this exchange of jokes, a great truth is revealed. Politicians care about people's feeling and not their opinion. He who controls the emotion best manipulates the opinions of the crowd. This reminds me some reflection of Tocqueville regarding the freedom of press. The intention of Tocqueville in the democracy in America is to show of the people how they could be both equal and free, and by not reducing democracy to any institutional form, government of the people, representative government, separation of power, Tocqueville allayed his fear as the main force of democracy, the passion for equality, is as compatible with tyranny as with freedom. Tyranny can very well coexist with what appears to be democratic institution. Unlike some of his counterparts who fear that the gradual development of equality went hand in hand with the destruction of the possibility of the tyranny of the earth, Tocqueville understood that the democratic principle tended to itself to despotism that have never existed. This perspective allows us to understand what happened in Eastern countries, where are producing to small dictator manipulating with the terms of democracy. The equality of condition produced the materialism, the mediocrity, the compassion, the attachment of the foyer, and the isolation. So the equality of the condition is compatible with the tyranny as well as freedom. This is the fundamental paradox of democracy. In short, there is the risk that the charlatans to manipulate with the democratic instinct of the crowd. Hence, I quote Tocqueville, it often happens that mountebanks of all sorts are able to please the people, while their truest friend frequently fail to gain their confidence. In such a way, the democracy prepares the condition of the dictatorship of the majority, and the corruption and the intrigue are the only stimulus of the political life. To avoid this danger, one of the most important tools that people have is freedom of thought and freedom of press. Why do I say freedom of thought? Because without it, opinion cannot be distinguished from truth. What is key in the truth today is opinion. Moreover, people have only two ways to express their thoughts, speech and writing. The naiver people are, the easier is to turn them around. As conclusion, let's return the media to the truth and to the par excellence instrument of democracy as Tocqueville found it in the United States. And I quote Tocqueville, "The sovereignty of the people and the freedom of press are therefore two entirely correlative things. Censorship and universal vote are on the contrary two things which contradict each other and cannot meet for long in political institutions of the same people." That's why in America, he concluded, you can't find anyone to propose laws that restrict the freedom of the press. So thank you very much for attention, and I wish you success for the conference. Thank you very much.